Hello everybody, it is Azazel the Basement Dweller here, and this is the rant video. I realized that I posted the rant video yesterday, and apparently didn't have audio because I was some weird shit, but I still feel pretty passionately about this, so I'm gonna re-upload it. But instead of using gameplay, I'm gonna use statistics so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, for those of you who don't know, the last 3 weeks have been pretty huge for fighting games, good and bad. We learned that Mortal Kombat 11 is no longer going to be supported with updates and DLC. We learned who the final character in Street Fighter V is going to be, along with the release dates of Akira and Oro. We got the first trailer for Umbrella and Skullgirls. We got her alpha announcement. Gold Lewis Dickinson came out in Guilty Gear Strive. And, it's been a pretty good week for fighting games. But with all these announcements comes the thing that makes my blood boil, the thing that makes me seethe. So, one of my big issues with the fighting game community is that whenever a new character gets announced, people won't appreciate the fact that it's a new character getting announced. They'll immediately look at it like it wasn't my character. And that shit pisses me off to no end. So, for example, yesterday, with the Street Fighter V reveal, they showed the new character getting added to Street Fighter. He's a new original Street Fighter character. His name is Luke. He's a kickboxer. I think he looks alright. People don't really like his design that much. I think he looks fine. But people's complaint was, we got this boring, nameless boxer instead of Dudley, or Sea Viper, or Hakan, or insert random Street Fighter 4 character here. And I take issue with that, because it's like, you guys would rather take a boring character whose kit we've already seen and has their own game than a new original character who we've never seen before. I don't understand the mentality behind that. Like, I don't understand being that stuck in the past where you want to say, like, they're not even legacy characters. They're just characters you liked in Street Fighter 4. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like these characters have legacies behind them, and, like, they're super important in the story. No, you just want them because you like them. It's not because they matter. And that's kind of my issue with it, that people want characters, but that's only part of the issue, Everybody can dream, and I'm not shitting on people who dream. What I'm shitting on are the people who clamor for characters to get added to a game, and then don't play the character once they get added to the game. Which is why, instead of using Street Fighter 4 gameplay, I've pulled up character usage data for the 3 games that I want to talk about, the 3 games I've seen this issue in recently. Or the 2 games, because the Guilty Gear one you can't really show because the game hasn't been out for long, but every time a character gets announced, Gold Lewis, everybody's like, oh, but it's not Asuka, oh, but it's not Raven, oh, but it's not Baiken. Baiken was not popular in Guilty Gear Zerd. Do not let anyone tell you that Baiken was a popular pick online. Baiken was one of the least played characters online. It's ridiculous that people want Baiken because nobody played Baiken. She was not a popular character. And perfect example right here, Street Fighter V. People clamored for Rose to get back in. People were like, "Oh, Rose, Rose." Let's go find Rose on the play chart real quick. 1.6% of players. She's in the lower echelon of played characters. 1.6% of players play Rose. She is in the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She's in the bottom 16 of characters. Like, for a character that everybody was clamoring to get into the game, nobody plays Rose. I can say with a straight face, as somebody who's played a decent amount of Street Fighter V, I saw Rose the day she came out. I haven't seen a single Rose player since the day she came out. Like, that shit's ridiculous. People were clamoring for this character to get added. Nobody plays them. E Honda, people were clamoring, oh, what kind of Street Fighter game is this for E Honda's not a base roster character? Nobody plays E Honda, and his kit is virtually unchanged. He plays the same in this game as he does in every Street Fighter game. So it's baffling why people don't play him in Street Fighter V, because he's virtually just a better Street Fighter 4 Honda. You know what I mean? Like, it pisses me off that people will clamor for characters that they liked to get in, and then nobody will play those characters. Example number 2. Street Fighter 4. As I said, the characters that people are really claiming for, Sea Viper, Dudley, fucking Sea Viper, Dudley, Fei Long, Hakan, Abel. Now let's look for a few of these characters. Sea Viper is in the bottom 9. She is one of the least played characters in this game. Same thing with Hakan. So Hakan and Sea Viper are already low. E Honda wasn't even popular in Street Fighter 4. Fei Long, he's in the lower tier. He's more mid, but he's still lower. Abel, he's in the mid lower. The only character from Street Fighter 4 that's actually the popular up here are Dudley and Rose. And Rose is making it in. Rose made it into Street Fighter 5. You are missing one of the actually played characters from Street Fighter 4. And Makoto. But, you know, people can dream. I don't have a problem with that, because people aren't complaining as much about Makoto. What I see a lot of complaints about are Dudley, and for some reason Sea Viper. I don't understand the fascination behind Sea Viper, because A, nobody plays his character, and B, Sea Viper's lame as fuck. I apologize if you like Sea Viper a lot. I think Sea Viper's one of the lamest characters in Street Fighter. I did not think she's cool. Her playstyle was lame. She wouldn't work in Street Fighter 5. She's so reliant on dash cancels and focus attacks. She actually doesn't work in Street Fighter 5 unless they pull a fucking Marvel vs. Capcom and they make one of her attacks her focus attack, because she actually does not function in the new engine. Dan wasn't even a popular character in Street Fighter 4, which is crazy, because he's still not popular, but he got added, and nobody talks about the fact that Dan made it in, because he wasn't popular. People want characters to come back unless it's a character that they don't like, and that's my issue. People be like, oh yeah, it's cool that we got Rose. Nobody plays him. But everybody's like, oh, fuck Dan. Nobody plays Dan. People don't care when legacy characters get added. You want it because of nostalgia. You don't want it because you're actually going to play them. Like, you are actively shitting on the developers for what purpose? Because your character didn't make it in at the end of the day. Like, that's what you're complaining about, because it wasn't your character. And the final example, because it's honestly my favorite example to show, the Mortal Kombat 11 community. I love Mortal Kombat. I think it's one of the most influential fighting games of all time. However, Mortal Kombat 11 showed a really ugly side of the Mortal Kombat community. And the fact that people really suck. People are assholes to developers when they don't get what they want. So, when Spawn came out, Spawn got revealed at a tournament. He got revealed halfway through the tournament during the break. And they got the voice actor for Spawn to come out. He did an announcement. They showed the trailer. Everybody that worked on the game was super hyped, because this is something that Ed Boon wanted to do since the original Mortal Kombat with features and shit. They got the voice actor to come out. It was a super high profile thing. They turned to the crowd, they're like, so what did you think? Dead fucking silence from the crowd. Because it wasn't Ermac or Reptile or Smoke. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's my issue. When people will deliberately ignore the fact that we got a new character. And Spawn, nonetheless, Spawn is cool as fuck for Reptile, Ermac, or Smoke. Like, you guys want a character that we've already seen 3 games in a row now. Like, hey, we're good. We don't need another game with Reptile, Ermac, and Smoke in it. We can settle, you know? But yeah, so one of the characters that was clamored for, or 2 of the characters that clamored for, Rain and Melina. I want to show you guys a really funny statistic, because this is player, most popular characters and all that, player percentage and all that. The most played characters in the game are Scarlet, Scorpion, and Noob. You guys want to see the bottom of the list? Oh no, what's that? Melina and Rain. Huh, weird, right? How 2 of the most requested characters DLC-wise get added to the game and then nobody plays them? I find that strange. I find that incredibly strange. Because, what was the clamoring for? What was the harassing the developers for? You wanted the character in the game just so you wouldn't play them. And this is the issue I have with the fighting game community, the sense of entitlement that comes from being able to talk to developers. And it's like, if this character doesn't get added to the game, I'm not buying any of your DLC. You put the developers in a point where it's like, if this really isn't what the fans want, we're going to lose money. So they end up copping out, they put characters that people want in the game, and then it's like, fuck it, I don't like the way they play in this game, because it's not the same game. And that's the thing people need to realize. When you ask for a character to get added to a new game, think about how they would work in a new game. Don't just be like, oh, just take this and give it to them. No, a lot of shit doesn't work in new engines, and that shit pisses me off that people always do this. Because Melina and Rain, they're actually pretty cool characters. They have pretty cool kits. They're just... Rain's actually a good character, too. Melina's not very good, so it makes more sense why she hasn't played. But after how much people complained about these two characters, 15 and 14 players worldwide, come the fuck on, dude. Like, this is my issue with the fighting game community, the sense of entitlement that comes with it. And I hope these statistics help show you what I'm talking about, because I noticed it yesterday with the Luke reveal. People are so caught up on the fact that it wasn't a character that they wanted, a boring legacy character that they weren't going to play anyway, to the fact that it's like, oh, they're so focused on that they don't realize we're still playing a living fighting game that's getting updates. Like, it's people piss me off with that. It gets me really upset. And that's pretty much my 2 cents. That's all I really wanted to talk about, because it really pisses me off to see shit like that. Moral of the story, don't be an asshole. You know, be kind, be a nice person. There's no reason to be an asshole to game developers because they didn't do exactly what you want. At the end of the day, it's their game, not yours. I'm not trying to be like corporate and shill. I don't want people to come after me because I'm like sucking big companies' dicks, but seriously, you guys need to lay the fuck off the developers. They just want to make the game, and then they get pressured into making the characters you want, and look what happens. It's fucking ludicrous. Rose, Melina, Rain, Dan, they're all very low play percentage characters. You don't actually want the characters back. You want the character from that game. And that's my thing. If you want Sea Viper or Abel or whatever, go play Street Fighter 4. That's what I was trying to prove in the first video. Street Fighter 4 is still active. In the 10 minutes that it took to make the original RANT video, I got 4 games in Street Fighter 4. That's a lot of games. That's pretty active. Especially because like 4 minutes of that was me in the menu. I was getting games really fast. It's kind of ridiculous to me that people are like, just go play Street Fighter 4. People still play it. It's still a fun game. It's still a good game. The game didn't get worse because it stopped getting updated. You know? That's pretty much it. That's my 2 cents at the end of the day. If you want to go play old characters, go play an old game. Most of them are still alive. With that in mind, I hope you like what you saw. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you dislike it. This is me, as this is the Basement Dweller. And remember, at the end of the day, be happy that we're getting new content. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.